Maybe we could find out a little bit about the types of visitors that you've dealt with. Do you see them physically, or do you are you actually sort of in an altered state, or are you able to see them in your mind? And do you communicate with them telepathically?
Well, there's physical as you and I.
Okay.
And yes, it would be telepathic. Some could talk just like you and I.
Okay.
But you'll have a lot that they won't do that, and they'll just want to communicate with you. But there's one thing you have to keep in mind. This is what a lot of people overlook, and that's why it gets to be so hard to talk about. You're not just talking to them. They know, and they feel everything that you know and you feel. You go in, you feel what they feel. And see, some of these, we weren't real good guys. We use the term visitor.
Sure.
But they're treated like prisoners.
I understand.
And there is no law under protection to protect them.
This day, you're saying?
No more than what the rights would. A lab animal would have more rights than one of our visitors, and yet they are vastly superior to us in intellect and even in spirituality. They would permit themselves to be killed. Many of them would. Many of the species, other than to do something that would cause us to get injured or killed. And forgive me, but you know, this is what I'm trying to avoid.
I understand. Well, okay, so they, in a certain sense, would sacrifice themselves because they have a deeper understanding of what's really going on than we do.
Absolutely.
Okay. So you must be a very highly tuned spiritual being yourself in order to be able to communicate with various races from other planets the way you have, and to talk about it the way you do.
We would have evidence of it. There won't be any evidence left. And there's a natural barrier there. The whole situation is we are a part of something greater, more vast, and we're on an adventure. And we're part of that adventure. And we all play certain parts into that. But just like when you brought it up about they are us, and I said, he's heard me say this, which is probably he got a grin on his face when you said that. But the whole situation is we look for the differences in the species, the 57. Look for the similarities. When we look for those similarities, we then begin to realize just how much we have in common. And eventually we come to the point of one thought. They are us. Because everything within the universe is interconnected. All species are interconnected. Anybody ever ask why the common denominator is humanoid? You would not expect to find that if there was not some type of galactic blueprint. You become spiritually enlightened by going through this life. Even those that we say are insane. On the other side, they're not insane.